These are my best friends. We were normal kids.
A couple of seconds ago, our phones went crazy. Whoa! You see that? Dude, it's a map.
I wanna go.
Whatever it is, we'll find out.
This is where the map says to go.
There's something in there.
Whoa, what is that?
What?
20 questions with an alien.
One beep is yes, two beeps are no. Are you from space?
Do you eat humans?
Gonna get you home, all right?
That is so crazy.
We'll find a way.
Someone's coming. We should go.
We gotta go. If those dudes are looking for Echo, they're looking for us.
We're all he's got.
Echo, we need your help.
Did you see that? That's insane. We just did that.
All right, everyone's favorite alien Echo coming out July 2nd, and leading up to that, we are going to be celebrating here at MLG with a very special stream right here on MLG.tv/Earth to Echo. We have some of your favorite Minecrafters playing Earth to Echo Minecraft mod. Jerome, RPM, as well as the Great Cupquake will be streaming on MLG.tv/Earth to Echo. If you're using the hashtag in the bottom left, Earth to Echo MLG, during the live stream, you could earn some tickets to the movie to go see it on launch day, July 2nd. So, from Earth to Echo to an update on Mango. We just saw during the commercial break, Mango is alive and well. He says he hopes the meds work. He's going to CEO. So, for all you Smash fans out there who are worried, don't worry. Mango will be there. Also, big shout out to Envy. Today is Envy Day on the ESR. We got their stuff in the Pro Shop. You can pick up your Envy hat, a hoodie just like the green wall hoodie I was holding up yesterday. That is going to be on MLGProShop.com. We got our new site up, all kinds of great gear for the gamers. Go pick up yours today. Moving on with Call of Duty, guys, it's time to get into our announcement yesterday. We're putting together some official rules, working with all of the team owners and managers to make sure that not only are we protecting the players, we're also protecting the teams. And here's a look at some of the player movement periods that have been identified. Now, starting yesterday, there's a free movement period. Players must declare themselves as a free agent if they don't want to play on their squad. Teams may release one player officially. They can't drop more than one. And teams can add as many players that are available through free agency until they fill their four-man roster. This is going down from yesterday, June 25th, all the way to July 2nd. Now, starting on July 2nd, after 5 p.m. Eastern Time, going to July 7th, teams may add players. No more free agency, nothing like that. They can only add players to their lineup. Then you're going to see from July 7th to July 9th, any teams that are missing a spot, say you have 3 people on the roster but not a 4th, if you're a free agent, you can go and say, I want to join that team and potentially play with this starting lineup. This is all followed by the draft. We moved it back one day when I'm back in the office to do the live draft show once again. It was one of the highlights of Season 2, and it's coming back July 11th. Teams must add players to the roster to fill out an 8-man lineup. This is going to be 4 starters, 4 subs. It's up to the teams to decide who they'll play on each day. So, if you're in the Call of Duty community and you're a hardcore guy like me, you've probably just been reading and refreshing Twitter every 5 seconds as all of these team changes are going down. Well, I wanted to take it a step further and not just go by the hearsay on Twitter and the rumor mill that started there. We want to talk to the pros as well as the managers right here on the show. And today, we're talking with Envy. Please welcome to the show, Hastro, the man behind Team Envious. Stro, I know there's been a lot of moves recently, and one of the big ones is you've officially dropped Study, and Parasite has filed for free agency in an effort to go pick up JCap as well as Formal. Neither of those 2 moves official quite yet, but talk to me about the team's decision to let go of Study and Parasite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no other way to sugarcoat it other than, I saw somebody in the chat just called Mark and I evil, but when you have players who are dedicating themselves 100%, which I feel like Joey and Nameless are doing, and maintaining their focus at events, and you have a couple players who aren't doing that, then there's an issue there, man. And it's not fair to the guys who are committed 100% to what they're doing and focus on it 100%. So we felt like as an organization, and I think both teammates that are still on this team felt like those guys were more caught up in, some of the lifestyle and things that are going on at events, and they're not completely there. I mean, I'm not going to go into specific cases, but I'll say 100% that these guys that we released, have other things on their mind, and maybe there's nothing wrong with that to them, or maybe there's nothing wrong with that to other people. But when you're affecting how hard we work for something, and we're putting in such a big effort, and then for it to be kind of ruined when player decides to do something else and take away from the focus of the team, it's not our fault, man. And I don't expect that to hinder the guys that are actually keeping their focus and their mindset the right way. So, I mean, that's essentially the situation. We felt like both of those players had other things going on, and I could talk a lot more about it and go a lot more in depth.
I'll probe you with some more questions as we go, but
I'll save them that.
Let's start things off here, Hastro, as we take a look at some of Study's numbers, as well as Parasite's. Were these decisions based on conduct, or was it performance-based? Because looking at kind of Study's numbers alone, of course, he shined at Call of Duty Championships, especially in Search and Destroy. Season 2, he played very solid during the whole season. We did see X Games a little bit of drop-off in his game, and Anaheim, very similar numbers with a little bit of a drop-off when it came to Dom caps overall, and a little bit improvement in S&D. But was Study's decision basically performance or conduct in the team's mind?
Had nothing to do with performance whatsoever. Like, I would love Study to be a member of our team all day long. I would love for him to grow with us. I wanted to build this team around Study. I mean, literally, like, the guy is nasty. He's got a huge career ahead of him. He's going to be at the top of the scoreboard all the time. He's a player that you can build a team around stats-wise and perform, right, and place high. And, what it came down to, in my opinion, was for us to actually beat a team like EG, those guys are machines right now. And I kept preaching to the team, like, look, you guys got to be Terminators. You have to be machines. You have to go in completely confident and prepared and focused. And I felt like the focus part with Study just was not there. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore after, everything that went down today. You have a young player in Stud, and I think he's got a lot to learn. And, maybe he learns from this and he goes to the next team and he destroys us. If so, that's awful for us,
Right.
But I'll be happy for him because at least he grew as a person and as a player. But, you're calling yourself a professional, yet you're out there doing things that are completely unprofessional, and you're affecting your teammates' performances and ultimately their lives.
And
some of these guys on our team are so dedicated that you go out to an event, you're 100% focused, and then your teammate isn't. It's affecting you, and it's keeping you back and holding you back. So that's the deal.
It's very easy to get caught up in the lifestyle when you're just instantly having success. There's a lot more attention on you, and we definitely have seen that over the course of MLG's history. I think Study is another example of that. But let's talk about Parasite now for a moment. Parasite officially filing for free agency today. Did not attend COD Champs, of course, did not qualify with this cursed Las Vegas squad. However, after COD Champs, you guys brought him in to replace Rambo, looking for a little bit more slaying power. In COD Season 2, he really shined. A 1.2 overall S&D, dropping 22 kills a game in the Slayer mode. At X Games, fell off just a little bit, especially in the overall KD. You see that falling from a 1.11 overall to a 0.99. And then at Anaheim, he dropped even farther down to a 0.90 overall. Was Parasite's removal from the squad, was this based on performance, or was it again kind of a conduct situation, or just kind of a team chemistry issue?
Yeah, I think it was a chemistry issue with Chris. I mean, yesterday he tweeted something like he doesn't want to hear the sugary BS. So I kept it off Twitter, and I actually just texted him myself and told him, that I told him all the stuff that was true, how we felt. So, I don't have to blast things out on Twitter. I don't care about that stuff. I can take criticism all day long. I mean, you can look at my timeline right now. There are about 1 million ignorant tweets from critics that think they know everything. So, but I don't respond. I don't need to. It's not something that I need to do to glorify myself or self-promote. So I just texted him straight up, and I told him how I felt. And, he deleted his tweet. So, at the end of the day, I felt like it's a chemistry thing. This came from his teammates. I would never have really requested a team change. It's not something I like to do. It's not something you ever want to do. But when you have teammates who are not happy with the other guys who they're playing, you got to take the guy who is going to be the most focused and the one dedicated to, performing his job. So I felt like you got to go with the player who's kind of doing that for your team and your organization, and that's what happened in this scenario. And it's unfortunate again, but at the same time, I know Chris can improve from it and get better. And he's a world champion. He can come back from it, but I feel like he's got things that he's got to correct before that's going to happen. And hopefully he can do that with the next organization he's with.
Well, let's take a look at some of the players that you're bringing on to replace Study and replace Parasite. Of course, both of those moves have gone through the commissioner's office. The other two moves, we have JCap. He's officially filed for free agency. Formal has not officially from FaZe, but I expect that to come very shortly. Talk to me a little bit about the pickup of JCap. Once again, he played with you guys back in Black Ops 2, finished second with this team at the Black Ops 2 Call of Duty Championships before going over to FaZe Red.
Yeah, I mean, Cap, again, is one of those players who's performed great just about in every game that's come out since, I believe it was Modern Warfare 2 that he really made a name for himself. He's been playing since Call of Duty 4, but made his breakout in Modern Warfare 2. You can always count on the guy to bring it, and he's not going to be too much of a distraction. He's going to be focused, and he's not going to let things really get in his head too much. Obviously he has things that he can improve on too. We had some really good performances with JCat while he was on Envy, and we had some poor ones as well. So we'll see where it goes with him. We're looking forward to just kind of helping him get a little bit better and merging with the players that we have on board right now, and hopefully the chemistry is there. I mean, it's one of those things where you have to go back to the drawing board over and over until you get it right, and we're willing to do that. As much as people might not like to see it, it's our decision that we have to be happy with, and I think Cap fits right in.
I think, you have Merc there, you have Nameless, you have a very solid foundation. Adding JCap, a veteran, definitely not a bad move by any means, in my opinion. Just looking at the numbers here at the U.S. Regionals, back before COD Champs, he was in the top 10 for overall KD. Season 2, overall, top 10 overall KD. His blitz caps in the top 10 for Season 2. His slaying in the top 10 for Season 2. At Anaheim and X Games, hasn't had the best of tournaments, however, once again, finishing in the top 10 for blitz caps. My question is, once he's comfortable on this MV squad, will we see the Slayer JCap of old? What kind of player can he become? But you're bringing on a fourth player here that is really just known to be a pure Slayer. In fact, he had the best overall Slayer KD back at the U.S. Regionals. Talk to me about Formal.
Formal is just one of those players who has raw natural ability, man. He proved that in Halo. He was a champion in Halo. He came over to Call of Duty, placed, he's turned pro in a few months, and that's what we do at Envy. I mean, we help develop players, and I think I'm going to leave it up to the guys to feel how to work it out how Formal works in with the team and his role. I don't really mess with any of that stuff. So Formal is one of those players that has all that natural ability that can get developed on this team, and I feel like a veteran like Joey Mert can really help him perform better and kind of give him a little bit more guidance. So I feel like Formal has had a couple shots this year at some titles, and whatever happened there, he just didn't kind of finish in the top 2, top 3. So, now we're trying to get him there, and that's what we're going to be 100% committed to. I want this guy to win because he is absolutely one of the most skilled pro gamers out there, period, in any game, and he's proved that by performing in multiple titles. So Formal's one of those players that we want to develop again, and I think the 4-man roster, if you see how it kind of plays out here in the next few weeks, you'll start to see them working on some things. They're not going to be the best team on paper coming out. You can't expect them to be, and who knows? We might even perform worse than what we've been performing the past couple events. We finished 4th at X Games and 5th, 6th at Anaheim, and that's coming off 2 top 2 finishes, 2nd in the World Championship and 2nd in Niagara. But if we don't place top 5, I'm not going to be worried about it. I want them to just keep working as a team to get better, and we're going to give that a chance. But as long as their focus is there and they have the right mentality, you won't see those players ever get dropped.
All right, so we're going to see this new lineup in Season 3 especially, of course, all of this is relying on JCap to submit for the team as well as Formal to submit for free agency and then join the squad as well. So as soon as those two moves go through, it will be official. This is Envy's new lineup. Let's take a look at the 4-man squad before taking a look at how they stack up individually. Merc and Formal, JCap, and Nameless are the new Team Envy lineup. At least that's what it is set to be going into Season 3. Hastro, are you excited about this new lineup? I know this has got to be a really frustrating period, always trials and tribulations when it comes to roster swaps.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's okay, though. I mean, like I said, we've performed extremely well this year with the rosters that we've had, and you can't take that away from us. I mean, we essentially were a top 2 team until the last month. I mean, this entire year we've been performing at a very high level, better than almost every single other team out there. I think EG obviously still has that crown, but you can't really put a team ahead of us that's performed better this entire year other than EG. So, I think right now we're still, if you look at the whole year, the second ranked team over the course of the year, but it seems like Optics kind of jumped ahead of us a little bit now with the new roster that they've made. They look extremely solid. So currently I'd say, they're the better team, and this 4-man roster that we've put together is one that we really want to compete with those two teams and close out a championship. But you can't overlook the rest of the field either. I mean, there's some really, really good rosters getting put together right now. I know FaZe will come out with something that's going to be solid.
Yep.
So, I think Curse is going to have a solid one as well. But, I'm just excited. I really am excited to watch this go down. It's always fun to check out a team when they first get together and see how they perform. And if they underperform, then it's just about working hard to get better.
Well, I know you guys have a great team house. That is one of kind of the staples of Envy right now. You guys do a phenomenal job of supporting the players. You give them a place to play and practice. The team house currently has Study and Parasite in it. I know neither of those guys are there right now at the moment, but what is the new plan for JCap and Formal? Will both players be moving in?
Cap is actually going to be attending college starting again in late August, so he's going to be going back to school. So I think he'll be visiting before events to practice with the team. But I know Formal is already ready to commit to moving down here. And
From West Coast to East Coast, man.
Yeah, he's making a long move, man. But we'll take care of him here, and Nameless will be around. Rambo will still be around for a little while, and then to help out. And you also have Merc that makes trips down here pretty frequent before events to train. So yeah, I mean, that's something we'll welcome, and we're looking forward to having Matt here in the house.
Well, I know a lot of the players online are also going to be really excited that Formal is moving to the East Coast. So The man is a beast on his host. Let's just say that. 40 bombs for days. Well, congratulations on the new squad. It seems that everything is now finally worked out for you guys after all the drama has died down. You guys can catch Hastro on Twitter, HASTR0. Stro, thanks so much for joining the ESR. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend.
All right, Puckett. Take care, bud.
All right, guys, we're not done yet on the Envy topic. I know you want to know how do these players stack up, so I had my intern Jack put together the numbers thanks to the help from COD Esports TV as well as our friends from the original Reddit crew, now going under the name @COD_stats on Twitter. Let's take a look at our player comparisons. This one is JCap versus Study. The light blue, a little bit hard to read, but let me break it down for you. The overall KD at Anaheim, despite JCap playing on FaZe Red, who finished 9th place, 0.96 to 0.92. So JCap having the advantage there. When it came to the objective, he was a better at both Blitz Cap as well as Dom Caps, 4.67 to 3 and a 3.83 to 3 on average. When it comes to slaying, it was within less than 1 kill on average in the respawn game modes. And S&D, Study with his sniper, still a bit better performance than JCap. But got to remember, JCap had a few clutch moments, including that round 11 defuse against Enable and Search and Destroy. JCap, the veteran, looking to find himself comfortable on Envy once again. He's got to keep the slaying going, in my opinion, to be a successful replacement. From JCap to now, let's look at the fourth players as we compare Formal versus Parasite. Parasite brought onto this squad to slay for Envy, replacing Rambo after COD champs. Envy, they finished second there with Parasite on the squad, never really finishing up at the top with the exception of UMG. So here's your overall. Formal, 1.04 at Anaheim, much better than the 0.9 we got out of Parasite. Almost doubled the Blitz Caps. The Dom Caps were even higher despite Parasite with a very high 4.5. Formal finished with 5.25, getting lots and lots of B caps. You'll also see he was dropping almost 25 kills a game, 24.29 to be exact, when it came to slaying on average, and his SND, one of the most impressive stats, a 1.19, put him in the top 10 at Anaheim. So Formal, stats don't lie, the numbers are great, but Parasite, he really brought a lot of game knowledge. That's going to be something that I'm interested to see because, you know, Parasite likes to call plays. The other guys on this MV squad also liking to call plays. I think Formal may just be that quiet guy who's going to let Merc be the captain. He's going to do whatever he's told and put up those kills. The new Envy, something to get excited about in the Call of Duty community. Envy, though, not the only squad making roster moves. When we return, I got details on Denial, FaZe, and more live on the ESR.